Alright boys, so I am back on Roblox, the strongest battlegrounds, and finally, after 5 months of waiting, the strongest battlegrounds is finally going to update. As you know on my channel, I have been doing a bunch of random videos on the strongest battlegrounds, just waiting for the game to update, like unlocking an unkillable moveset, testing viral myths, and literally making my own version of an update in the strongest battlegrounds. And I've been doing all of this because it is literally been 5 months since the last update in the strongest battlegrounds, and in that update, if you guys don't remember, they added these things. If you guys remember, one of the things they added was the KJ server, which I'm not gonna lie, the KJ servers, they're very chaotic, and they were supposed to only be in the game for a limited time, but it has literally been 5 months since you guys have been able to use KJ in the strongest battlegrounds now. Bro, how did that bench just not explode? I just used like a KJ move. It didn't even explode. That's like it's like a freaking invincible bench. But not only did they add that in the last update, but they added a few other things, like probably one of the most annoying things in the entire game, the ice boss moveset. So if I actually go into the commands up here and I spawn the meteor, if you guys for some reason don't already know this very annoying thing that happens, it's almost annoying as the crab boss, but a meteor will fall out of the sky and you can get a custom ice boss moveset from it. Bro, what is going on with the dummy? But dummy, do you know something that I don't? Why are you in a cardboard box? I'm not gonna lie, guys, this has been me, like, waiting for the update for like the last few months. And not only that in the last update, but they also added the tech prodigy moveset, which has been really cool, I'm not gonna lie. But we've been stuck with all of these same moves for the tech prodigy for 5 months now, and it doesn't even have an ultimate mode yet. Like, we've been waiting forever. But like I said, today, all of that changed with one message from one of the owners of the games, or I guess not an owner of the game, but one of the head developers of the game, Aspector. And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this message, I was probably the happiest person in the entire world. I started crying. I dropped to my knees. I punched 7 holes in my wall. But this whole thing started when I asked Aspector, which is like the owner of the game pretty much in the strongest battlegrounds now, Aspector, did Santino quit? Which, if you didn't know, Santino is the owner of the strongest battlegrounds. And I said, because it's been 5 months now and low-key he hasn't teased anything new or hyped anything up. And Aspector replied with, soon. Me and Mr. Cool are working, with a smiley emoji. And then, literally the next day, in the public announcements channel inside of the strongest battlegrounds, they posted this message. But all right, here is the message, and here is Mr. Cool, which is pretty much like the new head developer of the strongest battlegrounds, I feel like. And it'll be explained why literally in this message, but let me start reading it, because I'm not gonna lie, this is a big update, but it's not the update that you guys probably think it's going to be. I want to start by sincerely apologizing for the lack of communication regarding the update you've all been waiting for. It's unacceptable that it has taken this long, especially after we committed to a more regular update schedule, which they did do that. Bro, like if you literally check the update log inside of the game, it says that they're going to be updating every 2 or 3 weeks. Well, it's been 5 months, so yeah, thank you for the apology, bro. We needed the apology. Like, that was insane. But all right, Mr. Cool also said this upcoming update is going to be a mini update, while the big update is being worked on, that will introduce another early access character and a free work in progress character that will hopefully recover the stolen time from you. So it sounds like to me that they're going to be releasing another early access character on top of potentially a new free character, which I think is a specific little garou guy that we've been talking about on this channel for a little bit. But let me read the rest. I'm starting to yap. I'm very good at yapping, if you can't tell already, which by the way, hit subscribe please right now. We just hit 2 million subscribers. But all right, Mr. Cool also said the reason behind this decision is that we heavily underestimated the complexity of the tech prodigy's model. Even AAA animators have respectfully declined to work on it, and we've had to rely on a single animator for the entire development. So the whole like ultimate mode for the Child Emperor moveset, the one that I'm using right now, apparently is being done by one person, and every like animator that they're trying to hire has rejected to work on it, which is actually kind of crazy. But I mean, like, that's not that important, because I want to know what's in this update. And then the last thing that they said is Santino, the owner of the game, has been recovering from the past 2 months after fracturing his dominant hand, and has led to me filling in his shoes. So Mr. Cool is pretty much the new Santino. And then they said, we appreciate your patience and continued support. So now that we've read all of that, let me break it down into dummy terms. All right, let me break it down into like goobers goober terms that, like, you know, people will understand a little bit more, since, you know, that's a whole yap paragraph. What I am understanding from this message is that they're going to add a mini update soon to the game. And in this mini update, they're going to be adding 2 new characters, or maybe I read that wrong and they're not going to be adding 2 new characters, but there's going to be a mini update finally in the strongest battlegrounds. It's not going to be the Child Emperor ultimate mode, but low key, it might be pretty good because there's a lot of things that they can add in this update. And I'll tell you all the things that they might add in this update, and then maybe a potential release date here right now. Which, by the way, smash the like button right now if you haven't already, because this is super hype, bro. You got to share this with everybody. It's finally updating after a million years. But here are some of the things that might be in this mini update. The death counter rework. Yep, the one that we've been talking about forever now. Brand new finishers to old movesets. Like this one is the Speedo Sound Sonic moveset, and this is a move that literally makes like duplicates of yourself. Brand new ranked maps in the game. Like, look at these things. These things look insane. But the things that I think are the craziest about this update that they might add are the 2 movesets, which I think are going to be Zombie Man or Monster Garou. So we literally might get Zombie Man and Monster Garou before we even get Child Emperor's ultimate mode, which is pretty insane if you ask me. But let me show you what these movesets might actually look like, and then let me tell you when I think this update's going to happen. The first one being Zombie Man, which is going to be a moveset that has gun moves, because Zombie Man has guns, which will be very weird. That can do crazy stuff like shoot from distances. Also, it's going to have moves with hatchets and stuff like that, so you can change kind of what you use as your M1s. And then, of course, there's going to be blade moves too. So you're going to have like machetes and stuff too with these movesets. This is going to change the strongest battlegrounds because it's going to be one of the only movesets where you might be able to change which weapon you actually use. And also his passive might be literally the ability to come back from the dead because he's literally a zombie. And the next thing that I think they're adding is Monster Form Garou. As you can see, there's Hero Hunter and then Monster Form. If I equip Monster Form, it is going to look like a red version of Garou, but I'm not gonna lie, it'll probably have some new moves. Like, I think that this moveset will be a red version of Garou, but probably with some different moves, like an uppercut move. I can see it having like a really cool one. I can even see it having a different looking ultimate mode, like a red Garou version like this. And then Monster Garou is also known for having an attack called the Great Power Attack, which might make it even more overpowered than the Garou that's in the game currently. Yeah, this small update might actually be a bigger update than the big update that they're talking about. Other things they might add are emotes, limited stuff like that, maybe even some accessories. But that's pretty much all we know about this update so far. So if you want to be notified when this update is actually going to be releasing, or if you want to see more videos just like this one, make sure to smash the like button and hit subscribe for more. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, the strongest battlegrounds is so back.